All right, you guys, thank you so much for being on. So we all know Christina and Becky are on an amazing journey of their own right now and experiencing I told her, I was like, this is going to be an experience of a lifetime. I'm so happy that you guys get to go do this. But there are many of us on this call that went to NLC just last week in Las Vegas, which is New Leader Conference. And we really thought it would be really great for you guys to hear what our takeaways were from that, and why, like, what we came away from with conviction for this business and just really having kind of this new understanding and new vision, really, as leaders of this team, which you guys know we're on like the most badass team in the entire company. And so we're just really excited to share some of that with you. So we're going to hear from just a few of the amazing women tonight on TTT. We're going to hear from Mary, Kelly, Christina, and Katie. And then we are going to open it up, you guys, at the end, just for a quick Q&A. I really want to be good about time efficiency and not taking more than about 30 minutes of your guys' time. So if you have paper and pen, that's awesome. Take some notes. We're going to record this obviously and post it, so you can always do the replay of it. And if you have questions later on, you guys just reach out to any of us. We're more than happy to answer those questions, help you out and guide you. So without further ado, I am going to hand it over to Mary, and Mary's going to just really share with you guys what she felt like her top takeaway was from NLC. And really quick, I just want to clarify, because I know there's probably some newer coaches on here. NLC New Leader Conference means you do need to be a lifetime 1-star diamond coach, which means you achieve diamond, and then you also have a coach on your team in your downline that achieves diamond as well. You both hold that for 6 weeks, and then you lock it into lifetime 1-star diamond. And so truly, you guys, we are sharing all of these goodies and information with all of you who have a vision to step into a position of leadership in your own business, and share with you the power of that. And the vision that you can come away with if you just get yourself to New Leader Conference. So, Mary, it is all you, my friend.
Thank you, Jamie. That was great introduction. NLC. When I was told that NLC, and I have to put my timer because I can't go over 5 minutes. Okay. When I was told that NLC was in Vegas, that it was a training, and I was going to get to see my friends that I talk to every day in threads, that was like, okay, I'm going. How do I get there? So like, okay, you have to go 1-star. Okay, how do I do 1-star? And so I was coachable. Christina told me exactly what to do, and I just went for it. And, you know, the way I did it was with the promo codes and the launching of Let's Get Up with Shanti, one of my favorite trainers. And it was just the idea of being together with all these women, all these moms, all these, you know, leaders, because I consider myself a leader, and you guys should all consider yourselves as leaders, because it's opening your business. Once you are diamond, you are open for business, and then you just run with it. These couple of days that I spent with these women were just eye-opening, and especially something that touched me in when we were sitting there listening to all these wonderful leaders. One of the leaders was a mom, and she was a stay-at-home mom. So I am a full-time teacher, and I still do full-time I consider both like kind of full-time Beachbody and full-time teacher. But she said, I went to care.com and I hired somebody to watch my kids so that I can do this business. So she had the same vision. Right now, I work my business 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and I was able to get to 1-star. My goal is to get to 5-star, because we're all going to the leadership conference, which is in October. So that is our goal. We are running, we are on fire. These threads, you guys gotta get in it, because it's just fun. You're going with your friends on trips, and they're training you to go in other trips, and you're making money out of it, and you're getting healthy, and you're looking like a fox. You know, I am 40. I have 3 kids. I'm like, how is this real, right? How is this happening? And so when I go with these girls and they're like, let's do this, let's do that, you know, let's take a selfie, let's do reels. And I'm like, my husband tells me not to do that, but these girls are like, let's do this, you know, and it's just crazy. And I'm like, they're just like me. There's no censoring. We are just having fun. And that is just, that's not working for me. That's like an out, you know, I was out, I was away from my kids, but at the same time, I needed to be away from my kids for those 3 to 4 days. And then I was back and I was like the best mom. So don't let that guilt, like, I'm a mom and I have to be with my kids. No, you don't have to be with your kids all the time. I like working. I like my job. I love Beachbody. And the way that it's transforming me, it's transforming my whole family. Because if I'm happy, if the mom's happy, everybody else is happy in your house. So that's the thing that I took away from Beachbody, is that it's an opportunity that you are being handed off with a phone. I use my phone. That's all I use. And I've been using my phone and I'm hitting Success Club 5, Success Club 10. And I'm just talking. I'm just being me. I'm sharing me. I am putting things on Instagram about what is happening to me every single day. I'm not being anybody else. I'm just sharing me. And that's what everybody else here is. Like, you're sharing me. You want to attract other Marys and other Jens and other Katies and other Jamies. That's all it is. You know, it's sharing your journey and it's learning from the best, because we have the best. We're top 10 guys. So there's a reason why we're all together here and we're pushing. So I have 1 more minute. I'm going to be here for the Q&As, and I can talk forever, but I just limited myself, and I hear my kids crying and I'm like, let me just be quick. But I love being a Beachbody coach. I love being in this team, and the traveling is just like, wow, you know, we got our rooms paid for. I mean, what job? I mean, I'm a teacher. I think I get a $2 discount off of Dunkin' Donuts. That's like my biggest reward, right? My biggest reward are the kids. But I'm saying, like, this job, you get in, you get your things paid for. They give you gifts. They give you achievement awards. They give you everything. You're like, wow. And this is for me getting healthy and getting fit and just being out there. And right now we're talking like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like all hyped up. I had energized, because I wasn't gonna last after 9, but you guys could tell. All right, so my timer is up. I'm gonna give it back to Jamie, and then thank you for listening. And I'm here just very, very excited to be here. Thank you guys.
Awesome, Mary. I mean, can we just all agree, like, we can feel Mary's excitement and her energy. Mary is the sweetest. We both are. I was a teacher. I was a high school teacher for years, and Mary is still teaching. But I think the biggest takeaway that we wanted you guys to hear from her was, how many kids do you have? 4, Mary, or 3? 3 kids, full-time teacher, and she still was able to work her business in those small pockets of her day. The key is that she worked in those pockets consistently, right? And she got herself to 1 star to get to this conference. And like you guys can see, her vision has expanded exponentially. Her excitement has expanded. I can always feel from Mary, like, after she comes from something that really moves her, because her energy shifts and it's so, so powerful. So that was awesome. Thank you, Mary. We are going to now hand it over to Kelly. Kelly is definitely one of our newer coaches and just hit the ground running and got herself there as well. And I'm so excited to have her share what her takeaway was.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm a newer coach. I came into the business in 2021, so I was not a Beachbody coach or customer or anything. I just happened upon Christina, fell in love with her, and I'd be like, I want what you do. I want to be you. I want to like eat what you eat. I didn't even know what she did for a living. So here I am, and I basically just did whatever she told me to do. I knew I wanted to. I had goals to, have a business, make more income for my family. I'm a working mom with 3 kids, and I want to retire in the next couple of years. So I wanted to supplement my income. That is my motivation. So I really didn't know what I was getting into. I knew I liked helping people. So Christina said, number 1, you get to Emerald. I said, okay. So I did that. Get to Diamond. There's this awesome retreat. I'm like, okay. She said I had to be there. So then I did that. And then she said, then I was like, I was done, you guys. I was like, you know what? I'm a Diamond and this is amazing. And I didn't think I would get this far. And she's like, yeah, now I want you at NLC. and I thought really honestly to myself, I thought, is she for real? Like, not me. Like, I'm not gonna go for this. I don't have the drive. But I'll tell you that because I love you guys so much and I love Christina so much, I was really motivated to get the team into top 10, and like I would do anything for Christina. Like if she wanted me to bury a body. Well, okay, this is being recorded, but I love her. And so her and Aaron are like, Kelly, like it's not that hard, just do it. So I was like, okay, well, if they said I could do it, then I'll do it. So anyway, last day of the qual, I got in. So here I am going to NLC. I have no idea what NLC is, okay? And I'm just basically doing what I'm told. So I'm going to describe my business style up until this point as whimsical, because as Monica always says, like it's like taking spaghetti and just throwing it against the wall. Like there's just like, I was just doing stuff and seeing if it would stick, you know, like I didn't have a plan. I didn't have structure. And I just kind of, I led by my feel. Like I felt like inviting today. I feel like posting, I feel like doing a reel today. Like I didn't have any structure. And that, you know, for me is like you can only fake it so long, right? You can only fake it so long. And that's pretty much what I was doing. I was just kind of pushing it, and what NLC really did for me was show me my weaknesses, right? And that number 1 was structure. So for me, pockets of time, like I don't even really understand what pockets of time means, because I felt that meant anytime you were not doing something, you needed to be doing something, but I didn't know what that something was. So I just like keep busy trying to throw the noodle on the wall to see if it would stick. But I was wasting so much time in my pockets of time. In fact, I even felt guilty if I was wanting to watch a show, like a Netflix show or whatever, because I thought, oh no, I really should be working, but I wasn't really getting the results that I wanted. And so NLC showed me, you know, how important structure is, planning your day. Like, you know how on Sunday nights, we plan our food for the week or whatever. We have a strategy on how we're going to eat healthy. And we also have to have a strategy for our business. We need to write down what the pocket of time is and what we're going to do in the pocket of time. So that I'm working on, but I know that I need to really work on that to move forward. So that's number 1. Number 2 is I lacked consistency. I know everybody's always saying, oh, you have to be consistent. And I'm like, girl, I'm consistent. I'm like inviting and I am putting my reel out. But in reality, I am not consistent at all in this business. And I have not been. I will work out sometimes. The other days I won't. I will take my shakes and then I won't drink a shake for 4 days. I'll post 3 workout videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you won't see another one until Sunday. So what is that? That's not consistency. If people are watching me, they're thinking, like, is this the kind of person that I want to work with? Someone who's kind of in, kind of out? I wouldn't want to join that person. And so it was really kind of an eye opener for me, because how do you grow a business without being consistent and without having structure? You can't. If you're going to grow a successful company, you can't. So the other thing that was really important, and they really drilled down, is the 4 vital behaviors, which I know you all know. It is our success tracker. It is be proof the products work, wasn't doing it. Connect, invite, follow up. I would binge that sometimes. And I would do like 100 invites and then I wouldn't invite for a week. Get people results. So for me, my bod group kind of just died a sad and lonely death. And like, I wasn't having any participation. So I kind of just lost my mojo for that. And honestly, I gave up on my people, really. So how am I going to get my participants, the people that signed on and believed in me, results if I can't even like continue to encourage them? Like I would email them, I would call them, but I wasn't showing up in the bod groups. And I realized that I need to give them that consistency there as well. Even if they don't show up, I can control myself and I can show up. And then the last thing was, so this is a major eye opener for me, social media. So I thought I was killing social media because first of all, I'm a police officer, so I have hidden from social media for my whole life. And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, here's my face, and this is what I do and this is where I am. Like that's very anti what I'm used to. So it took some getting used to, but then I thought, you know what? I have this down. I am killing this. I am talking to my best friend. And so my best friend called and she said, Kelly, your social media is so cheesy and unlike you that like you need to like give your head a shake. She actually told me she could not watch my post because it was so un-me. And I said, but I am talking to you. She's like, no, you're not. That's not how you talk to me. So that was another realization that I had at NLC. I'm just not putting my authentic, quirky, silly myself out there. I'm putting out there what I think you guys want to see. And that's not how I'm going to find my Kellys out there. So those are my big things. So consistency, it really is a thing, guys. It's really a thing. Structure, you need structure. You need to plan your day so that you know what you're going to get done. Your success tracker, you have to do your 4 vital behaviors. It really is vital. And then of course, social media. We really do have to present ourselves in a way that is authentic. And sometimes it's good to ask your BFF, like, what do you think? Like, be perfectly honest with me. Am I displaying myself in the right, like, as myself? Because if they're really your best friend, they'll let you know. And so yeah, like you guys said earlier, we are literally on the best team in the network. We are on the best team. We have literally the best coach. She's the most motivating person. We have the best resources, the best training. So if we can narrow down these things that I just discussed, honestly, it's like the sky's the limit. You can grow your business and you can be very, very successful, but it's all on you.
That was awesome. There were a lot of nuggets in there. I'm like, we can close it there, and that's all you need to know. Okay, thank you so much, Kelly. I am going to swing it over to Katie, and she's going to share with us. I think this is so key in keeping us going. So ears open for Katie and what she's saying, and I will mute whoever's on mute.
Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you real quick. I historically do have problems for some reason with Zoom late at night, so I apologize if I get cut off, Carrie, you know what I'm saying. So one thing that was really impactful for me with this trip, I had a little bit different situation than everybody else. I had just moved from New Jersey to like the Chicago area. So big move. And a new city where I know nobody, no friends, no nothing, I was very lonely. I had moved about 3 months before NLC. So it was just a lot of changes, a rough time. I was going through a lot. Like I had been doing a lot of soul searching, like, touch of depression. It was just a very rough time. It was a lot of transitions. My son was having a hard time. So it was just a lot. I couldn't wait to get to Vegas and get out of town and escape everything. So, but one thing I really didn't expect there was meeting all these coaches in person that were from the Chicago area. Like I know we all say how great it is to be able to connect virtually, and it is. Like I love all you guys. I love TTT. You guys, like, people are some of my best friends these days. But it's different. Even like seeing you guys face to face is so much different than just talking to you online or, But anyway, the thing was, there were so many coaches that were there by themselves that, you know, you'd walk by people, they'd ask you to take their picture, and then you just start chatting. And I mean, I met like 4 different people, not related to Diesel Nation at all, that are from Chicago. You know, now we're following each other on Instagram. Coincidentally, though, I did meet, or I spoke to Lori Model, who she told me she has like 20 coaches in Chicago. So, I mean, that's something I just would have never even spoken to her about if we weren't standing at the elevator just chatting about where we're from and stuff, you know. So just those face-to-face encounters really do make all the difference. Like, I never really understood the impact either. I mean, I know it's special, but like, is it really that special, you know? But it is. That was definitely proven to me there. It was everything I needed. And something that I just have to say, like a recurring theme there in my own head was just shame, like how talking to everyone and just being face to face, you know, I think we kind of let our guards down more than we do in like a text or a chat, you know. Plus like a glass of Prosecco never hurts. But just like kind of realizing everything I've been going through and I've been so kind of ashamed of, you know, like just ashamed of. So many other people have been going through the same thing, and we've all been talking every day, but we've all not been talking about this. Like, we've all been hiding in our own shame, you know. So I'm getting goosebumps now. Like, that was very, very impactful for me too. And that's something you're only going to get at a live event. People are really like, you know, in their feelings, like we're all connecting, we're all just on fire, we're all like at the height of life, right? So that was one thing I just had to say. And after I came out of the event, you know, I say I've been going through a rough time and everything. I really just, I can't even pinpoint a certain takeaway or moment where it happened, but I came home feeling like I had finally found my voice. Like, I had had all these things to say and stories to tell for so long, and I just couldn't figure out how to get them out. You know, I just didn't feel comfortable. I was struggling with confidence, like so many things. And it just felt like this huge weight lifted off my shoulder. Just being around other coaches, like in the same room with 400 other coaches, don't underestimate what that will do for your soul. You know what I mean? It really was incredible. There's just, that's the power of a live event, really. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Christina.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Can you guys hear me? Yes? Okay, awesome. So I was really excited to come on here and share my takeaways from this event. I'm actually one of the 2 coaches from Diesel Nation that requalified to be able to go live this year. I qualified for this event last year. It was virtual, but honestly, it was actually really great. So going back, it was almost like you're really learning what you should be working towards at this point in your business. So it is important that everyone gets there. It is a stepping stone to continuing going further in your business. But being there again, it was a great refresher. And it was interesting because it was presented in such a different way, because so much has changed in a year, right? So we have so many new things that have come, the bike, body, our live platform, being able to work out with the trainers, kind of looking back and seeing the podcast and Control Freak and how that was really just like a test group for what was coming and where our company is going. So we were all kind of like game planning what each of us would share so that you guys could get the most out of this call tonight. And I was actually going to share a lot of what all the other girls were saying, because I had that exponentially, the live event, being able to see everybody again, some people for the first time, connecting in person and then getting to know each other on a much more vulnerable level, having fun, meeting coaches from other teams that have nothing to do with us, meeting the super trainers, being treated like so special with our really nice rooms at the Bellagio and our dinners and our, fancy party and the drinks. It was just amazing. So if you could make it to this trip, you need to be there. You need to do whatever it takes to get there. But one of the pieces that I kept bringing up, even though I wanted to talk about all these other things, and Jamie was like, this was your biggest takeaway, Christina, you got to share this. One of the elite coaches, I believe she's a superstar coach, her name's Amber Kuiper. She was on stage. She was on the panel with Christina, and she also shared a bit about her story and about her preferences when it comes to working out, and how she's always kind of like jumped from program to program and, you know, kind of did whatever she felt like. And although for years, for me personally, I was all about starting and finishing what I started, like, that's the way we all are, right? We're used to these programs and we stick to the programs and we finish the programs, even if it's not our favorite, we find joy in it, and, you know, and we share it and we promote it. And she talked about when Body came out, how excited she was, because she was that girl that just wanted to kind of go with how she felt for the day, right? And I used to be that girl. So something about her story, like, I just connected. And she talked about how this is the future of where it seems like Beachbody is going. And I think that her speech was purposely put there because, you know, they told us, pay attention to the things that are constantly repeated, right? So the vital behaviors, you know, and she was put in there for a reason. This is where the company is going. And any great business leader needs to learn to be flexible. That is something I learned back when I was in management at the Aveda Institute. Like, you need to be flexible. You need to be ready for change. So although we love our programs and we're going to continue putting out programs, things are going to be changing, and you really want to pay attention and be ahead of the game. Just like everybody was ahead of the game with Reels, right? Same situation. You want to be ahead of it, and you want to make sure that you are showcasing it and you know everything that we have to offer. I love to tell people that this is not a one size fits all like platform for fitness, right? We have something for everyone. And it can be the same for your business. So Amber Kuiper is actually recruiting body coaches. That's her thing now. She is so hyped up about body that she is able to promote it and bring coaches in who, just like her, find value in the live aspect of it. And I think that that's really powerful. And I think that it's really important as business owners that we are thinking ahead. At the event, they told us, have a page where you write your biggest like tips from everybody. And one of them that I wrote down was, good business leaders look at the reality of their business today and see the trajectory for the next 5 years. So body is brand new. Cycling is brand new for us. They told us we weren't going to have any cycling on Beachbody On Demand or any programs that were cycling programs. And all of a sudden we got a hybrid, and who knows what else is, you know, coming, right? We got 4 rides for everybody that's being, you know, kind of combined, or it's part of the 4-week gut protocol and the 4 weeks for everybody. We have to think ahead, and we have to remember that in this lifestyle, everyone's not going to like what you enjoy. You know, this summer, although it's an amazing program and my sister-in-law, Veronica, got amazing results and I love the trainer, everybody was doing 645 and I got halfway through it and I was losing my passion for working out. And if you guys know me, I am obsessed with working out, but it wasn't the right program for me. And it was really hard for me to break away, but I had to make the decision to enjoy what I was doing. And that's when Body was launching. And I decided to do like a body beta group. And I had a few people that were already with me, the people sitting at my table doing the body workouts with me. And I got my bike and I was, you know, utilizing body camp and the booty, like the lower body strength days and the cycling workouts. And I was feeling so good. I started getting results again. I lost like 8 pounds before our Blue Ridge trip, and I was motivated. And I was reminded to stay in my joy. And those words are from Jamie. Stay in my joy. We always have to remember what brought us to this world, what made us want to go on this journey as coaches, what kept us going in our personal fitness journeys. Because again, Something that was constantly repeated were the vital behaviors. And the number one vital behavior is being proof the product works. And if you're not loving what you're doing, you can't be proof the product works. So that really spoke to me. And it just made me think about what we need to think about as leaders. Programs most likely will not go away, but we need to be open to change, and we need to find times throughout the year to really showcase body. And, maybe in between programs, I was just talking to one of my coaches, Kayla, she's in the gut protocol group, and we're planning her round 2 and when we're all going to do it together. And I'm thinking, like, after we spoke, I was like, why doesn't she throw in some body in between? Like, there's like a 2-week lull, like, let's showcase that for a minute, because there's a whole demographic of people that do not want to follow a program or can't commit to an exact schedule. And how many people do we know have given up because they can't work that many days a week or for that much time? And our job truly begins when they sign up. So it's finding the right thing for them and not forgetting about this brand new, like, present that we have that hasn't even flourished to what it could be.
I love it. Don't you guys love it? Okay. So can I just give you a very bulleted recap of our highlights? Because the teacher in me feels like I need to, because there was so much shared and I feel like there was a lot to take away. But basically, you guys, we came down to the nuggets are, no matter what, you can fit this into your busy lifestyle, right? I think a lot of times when you're a newer coach, especially when you're working, I know when I was teaching, it could get a little overwhelming. And I had to learn to be very strategic and very intentional with my time. And that was what escalated my business to the point where I could feel like I was in a position of leadership and leading my own team. And that's exactly what Mary has done. That's what many of us have done to get to New Leader Conference. So yes, you can fit it in. Yes, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just how we utilize those hours, right? And then the vital behaviors, you guys, I don't think we can emphasize enough how much they emphasize the vital behaviors. And that is because that is literally the driving force of your business today, tomorrow, and always. Yes, that is something that we have to adopt and very consistently, and never let our foot off the gas on that one. That will always be our driving force. And then the power of connection and community, and of course within our team, but also outside of our team. And this is why I was telling the girls, I think that some of you guys probably on this call have never even been to a live event yet. Because if you've come into the business in the last couple of years, it's not normal, right? It's been very different, and there's been a lot of virtual. And while Beachbody has done a phenomenal job of pivoting and turning virtual with everything and making it the best they can, now that we have live events, and now that you have a New Leader Conference in front of you next year, you have the entire year to qualify for this, but you should really be able to do this in a month. Get there, because if you're serious about your conviction and your vision in this business, you need to step into leadership training and do what it takes to get yourself there. And lastly, staying in your joy. And yes, I was like, Christina, it really is about staying in your joy. Let me just share this moment with you. It was very powerful to be there together, because as we sat together and next to each other, glances were taken, and we would look at each other, and tears were falling and emotions were being had. And I just remember looking at Christina when this speaker came on stage and started talking about body, and she just came alive, because Christina loves body. And I'm like, see, this is why it's so important to find your joy in your own journey, right? Because that's what's going to keep you driving in your business. And so honestly, I don't have a big takeaway to share with you guys, because these girls did a phenomenal job. Katie and I really have connected a lot over the last year. And this was a really special time for us to be together in person because she did mention she's had a really hard year. And some of you may know me and some of you don't, but I had a very, very hard year, very hard year. And I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I went to NLC, and Christina knows this. I've gone through so much in the last year that I really found myself at a point of like, I don't even know if I should keep doing this. I don't know if I should give up on this. I don't know what I should do. And so I really went to NLC. You know, I qualified for it months and months and months ago, but I just kept telling myself, just get to NLC and see if it reinvigorates you, if it reignites your passion and your heart for this. And I've always had huge vision for this business from the very first time I laid eyes on it. Like, I knew I'm one of those big vision, big dreamers. And I'm just like, I want it all. And I do, you know, but I lost my fire. And I think it's important to talk about that because that's the reality of this, right? That's the reality of life. That's the reality of business. And sometimes you might lose your fire. But I also know well enough at this point that if I start to feel that way, I need to get myself back to something in person and see what happens. And I knew I needed to get to this event to solidify where I stood and where my heart was. And I will tell you, the trainings were amazing. Corporate treated us incredible. One thing I do want to tell you guys is if you want to catch a vision and the feeling of how much corporate takes care of you as you step into leadership in this company, your first taste of that will be at NLC. They treated us like we were elite superstars. Like we were just like, okay, like this is good, you know? And I think that's really important to cast that vision. But I watched, and you guys, we were so very blessed because of all NLCs, we had our very own Christina Delgado as a key speaker, and that is not every year. And I just really felt like the stars aligned so much for our team and for this, and just, you guys know, it's been an incredible year for TTT. But I watched her on stage. And if you have never seen Christina Delgado speak in person on stage, and like the conviction in that woman for what she does, if you didn't believe she had a true burning passion through and through, you hear her speak and then you're like, yep, this is exactly where she belongs. This is exactly what she was made to do. And there was just something very special as I watched her, and I watched that passion in her. And it was like somebody flipped the switch and I was like, oh, I remember. I remember exactly why I started this. I remember what my big vision is. I remember what I want in my bones. You know, when you want something so bad, you just cannot leave it alone. You cannot give up on it. I remembered. And that was a very powerful moment for me. And I needed that, right? This is not going to be everybody's story. And I hope your story is like, get to NLC so you can figure out if you want to be a coach or not. That is not what I want for you. But this is my story. This is my reality. And had I not been there, had I not worked to qualify, had I not gotten myself there, I wouldn't have had that moment. And maybe I wouldn't be sitting here today. And maybe my fire wouldn't be back in me. I literally came home, you guys, and the energy was completely different. The family felt it. The girls felt it. Immediately on my stories, people started coming out of the woodworks because my energy completely shifted. So get yourself there so that you can build this vision and then follow that up with building this life that we all know is possible because it's already been shown to us that it's possible. Yes? Can we all type yes in the chat? Hell yes. All right, you guys, I don't want to keep you too much longer. Does anyone have questions? I'm going to open it up and you guys are free to unmute, raise your hand. Totally. If you want to ask us anything, ask away, you guys. Go for it. Or does anybody want to share anything that was there that was not a speaker tonight that you felt we missed? Always like that awkward silence. No, nothing. You guys feel like, okay, I have to get to NLC now? If you have not been and you're still able to qualify? Yes. Okay, good.
You have all year. It's only January, so
It's honestly, you guys, getting to 1 star is it literally like, I know you get sick of hearing it because it's like diamond is a decision. So is 1 star. 1 star is also a decision because you absolutely can make this happen, right? Even if you don't have a working team, you build yourself to diamond, you solidify that, you build your hubby's account to diamond, boom, you're there. Honestly, you guys, at this point in the game, this is where our head needs to be. Whatever we need to do to get to whatever Beachbody provides for us, that's what we need to do, right? If you're really here to build a business and take it seriously. Yeah, being in person was life-changing. Like, Brianna is a perfect example, okay? Like, Brianna, I think, has been a coach about as long as I have. Look at her little baby sleeping. And we had never met until NLC. And of course, we didn't like bond until the very last night. We're like, oh, now we gotta go home. But it was so cool. Like, so many of us came away with strengthened friendships and new friendships. And it just makes it so fun, you guys. I can't emphasize how fun it is. So make a game plan tomorrow morning, wake up, hair on fire to get it done. And we want to see you guys at NLC next year. Yeah? Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your takeaways. You guys, thank you for taking time out for this call. We love you. We appreciate you. Have an awesome night.